Welcome back, everyone. We are continuing the breakdown and scene discussion of the Thunderbolts movie, aka the New Avengers. Yeah, whatever. So we're going to carry on from when we left off. I can't even remember where exactly I left off. I think I was talking about the scene between Val and her secretary, where she was, the secretary was giving her an update about the room or the location that all the Thunderbolts are at, and it's time to turn on the furnace or turn on the shredder, destroy all evidence, mode, activation, whatever. So let's proceed. Let us carry on where we left off. Val is depicted, or has been depicted, as a very smart character in the past. In this movie, it looks like it undoes most of that wisdom and intelligence and know-how and finesse. She's clearly afraid of the impeachment, right? And I wonder why many people haven't, I don't want to say many people, let me rephrase that. Based on most of the videos I've seen praising this movie, I've not seen those people in the videos, whether long or short videos, talking about the psychology and the mental stability of Val.
You ain't lying.
Because Val is not a regular, healthy person. And how she's gotten to where she's gotten to without people asking questions or looking into her history. Like I said in my previous videos, we don't know who's employed her. I don't know if Ross is the one who sent her in after the Sokovia or whatever, but she's gone to specific people such as Bucky, such as did she approach Bucky?
I don't know.
What purpose does Val serve in the grand scheme of things, aside from Marvel using her as a way to create this new team unwillingly, unoriginally? There's no originality to their formation of their team compared to the original Avengers.
That's right.
It's like Marvel is crapping on their own legacy. The New Avengers, but with a Z.
Diaz, is it? Diaz?
With a Z.
So this is why I don't even have any more respect for Marvel at all.
Damn.
Based on the premise so far that we're following, Val has pitted these different assassins to go and take out each other in this one location, and neither of them have been smart enough to figure it out earlier. They got it eventually later, but not early enough during said attacks. But it's cool. That's Marvel's thing, you know. People who say turn your brain off, eat popcorn and shut up. All right, cool, whatever.
I don't know.
I'm just assessing this scene and asking myself a question. How important and what is the urgency of this impeachment? Like, how, since Val is so afraid of it, how urgent does she need those loose ends permanently terminated? In my head, someone who needs that done as soon as possible, they should be the one holding said device. At this point, Val should have taken this thing from her ages ago, done it. And because this is so important, you're so afraid of this impeachment, you should have been in charge of the kill switch.
That's right.
Then you should have had a device on you, your phone or something, or voice command activation. So you hear in your earpiece, the secretary says all players are in one space, or all pieces on the chessboard have been mounted. All right, cool, say less. You have the go codes or initiate I don't know, shredder mode. And then we cut to the scene where the room ignites on fire. Done.
Nice.
But in typical Marvel stupid fashion, they do a countdown. Let's proceed.
Alright then, move on to the final
Look
step
at this.
for original.
Are you sure? Why have you hired someone like this based on the way Marvel has showcased Val's intelligence in the past? There was one particular scene where she undermined the Wakanda. Is it Dora Milaje or their intelligence in some way, shape, or form? I was like, I don't know if I can buy that. Especially with Shuri around. They're trying to play Val as a very smart person. So smart that she got away with certain things and Shuri didn't figure out, and the Wakanda security service and secret service didn't even know that Val was in and out. All that was like, nah, there's something off there. So the way they were introducing Val in all the stupid Disney Plus shows and all other, you know, cutscenes and post-credit scenes, whatever. And no one has sat down, again, based on the videos that I've seen. In those videos, I did not see a full, extensive, whether minor or lengthy discussion as to a woman or a man or a being who has left their position and gone round to different people to recruit them, only to now fast forward said different people that you've approached to recruit them separately, individually, You've now found a way to lure them into one specific location, only to have the intention of terminating them because you're afraid of impeachment.
Does not compute.
I'm surprised Marvel didn't go the route of if you try to impeach me, I'll send assassins to kill you or super meta-humans to take you out at night. I don't know. I don't care.
Are you serious?
That's why when Val's character was introduced, especially in Captain America Winter Soldier, the Bucky season series, whatever, on Disney Plus, I was trying to figure out what's Val's role long term.
I don't know.
Because by going to person A, person B, person C, this one needs something, so I'll use that as a crutch, or use that as a carrot on a stick to say, oh, I can give you this thing, just come work for me. Huh? You want a green card for America? I can give you that, just come work for me.
Damn.
So Val is depicted as a manipulative person, and yet the people who say 10 out of 10 for this movie is amazing, this is one of Marvel's best in such a long time, they have not sat down to discuss the psychology and the twisted mentality of a being that can sit down comfortably in herself and go and recruit people and have them do things that certain other people wouldn't do. Fast forward now, and all of a sudden Val is now so afraid she wants to wipe her slate clean of everything. I don't even know if it's like an allegory as to how the government in America does things, and some of the public is aware of it, but it's like a tongue-in-cheek, or we know you know what we're talking about, but we're just having fun since it's just a movie.
What?
I think I spoke about this part in the previous video, I can't remember, because yeah, this is a dead body that they're taking her. Again, this is typical Marvel. Even the song they're playing, especially after that they figured out that Val is playing all of them. I'm surprised Ghost didn't even say something kind.
That's right.
And this isn't Marvel trying to do a flip reverse and say, yo, this is how twisted or how flawed these characters are. You know, compared to your original Avengers, these guys are more flawed. They have more issues than the original Avengers did. So there's a dead body that Ghost just killed point blank based on Val's information. They didn't even depict the psychology of Ghost, realizing that they've all been played by someone and she's now taking another life. Yeah. Because I've forgotten the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, I don't know how many lives she took prior to that movie, in that movie, and after that movie, and till this point now. But I imagine they would have had she would have had a personal reason or a substantial reason as to why she's taking out all the different people that she's taking out off camera, off scene, after the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. So that one I can personally let slide. But this one, this particular job where you realize the person you just shot in the head point blank was based on someone deliberately manipulating you and all the other characters in that same room because she was afraid of getting caught. What? I don't want to give Marvel a green card to say this is their way of showing you this is how dark each of these people are, even though Ghost knows that Val is after them, or Val set them up. She's still stripping items off or tools or gadgets off the dead body that a person she just killed. How do you do? How? A 10 out of 10, an amazing movie. Oh, you people are starved of excellence. That's why, and it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It makes sense. Yeah. I guess when studios do dumb nonsense like this, it allows people like myself to sit down and have a discussion and review the movie, because this is painful because I thought no, a human being is dead on the floor and you're stripping the human being's a corpse of gadgets and tools, and you could even make a small argument, well, she's not going to use it. That's not the point. That's not the point. You've just killed someone under the impression that she was an enemy or target that needed to be killed. Upon realizing you were manipulated, tricked and played, not only you but the other people in the same room were tricked and fooled and played by Val, you would think Ghost would kneel, do a small prayer, show some form of guilt, anger, sadness, frustration. You know what? I need to get out of this room and find where Val is.
That's right.
Show it. If not on screen, internal monologue, voiceover or something. At least show that this person is in remorse in some way, shape or form. Especially now realizing that the thing that she really wanted from Val, that Val offered to her, she can't get it now because she now realizes it was a trick. You can't tell me or convince me that despite them just figuring out that it's a trick, maybe in their heads they're thinking now Val knows that the Val played them. Val then knows they'll be coming for her, so she will then give each of them what she promised them. Come. Yeah, you guys are starved of excellence. Let's proceed.
Yeah, Jesus.
Look at this.
What? Show me to have. I need it.
Now this is the part that made me laugh the most. Here we go. Val wants them to come into this location and specifically gives them the destination of this specific room, not any other room, but this specific room. For all I care, every room in this building has all these furnace and whatever above them. I don't know. I don't give a shit. So they're in this specific room. Secretary tells them, this is why I said the employment of the secretary is stupid, because it shows Val's lack of intelligence, even though the previous depictions of Val looked like she was competent. If I was in Val's shoes, I would not be hiring someone who I feel may be wavering when it comes to making some hard decisions, especially when it comes to taking life. I can just hear there's a voice in my head saying maybe the secretary is supposed to balance Val's good and evil side bullshit, because the previous depictions of Val from Disney Plus shows to other whatever iterations and expressions and yada yada yada, she did not look like someone who was nice and loving and caring. Like a freaking gummy bear or Care Bear. No, she was depicted as a cruel, vindictive, manipulative, subtly manipulative, but you know, she knows how to twist words, and she basically, it was clear as to who she is. You couldn't put her next to Nick Fury and say she's exactly like Nick Fury, if not better. No.
Get this man shit.
No. Those two people are two completely different people. Their moral standing is very different. The way they carry themselves is very different. If I was to say I want to go into a battlefield with someone, or I want to work for an agency to protect humanity, I will not be working for Val. I'll be working for Nick Fury. So anyone with some level of wisdom and knowledge, no matter how high or low the frequency of wisdom and knowledge is in their head, they can at least say one of these two people, Val and Nick Fury, is better or is good. So we are back to the importance of eliminating or terminating these people and the urgency. With said urgency, if you look over to the right here, why is there a timer in this room where you need to terminate these people that you've just activated? You took the iPad from your secretary and you hit activate or turn on or supernova or barbecue or bake or cook. Now please explain to me what genius put a timer inside a room where you need all forms of evidence destroyed, whether it's live evidence or static evidence, meaning containers, cargo, weapons, paperwork, clothes, fabric, food, vegetables, whatever, a barrel of wine or liquid or alcohol, whatever is in that room. You have designed the room in such a way that whatever is in there and whatever level of heat or fires in there, it won't affect the outside vicinity. Hence the steel doors. So explain to me what genius in the divine galaxy, universe and cosmos thought it wise to put a timer in here. You cannot convince me that said iPad that Val took from said secretary doesn't have a control to turn off said timer. This is Marvel stupidity.
That's right.
This isn't an intelligent depiction of a people who work in secrecy, away from the city, away from the government, and do shadow work and shadow basement and shadow whatever nonsense term you people want to fling out from your anus into thy kingdom come.
What do you mean by that?
These are people who, in case whatever they're working on might get leaked to the enemy, they need to be able to build a facility where the steel doors come down fast and those steel doors are thick. They also need to make sure, just in case these people who are the enemy to Val happen to be the Avengers, and that day Hulk or Thor, or Hulk and Thor happen to be on patrol that day. You need something as strong as those steel doors to take him a while to enter the room to retrieve said evidence that Val might need to get rid of. Because the next question one will ask is, why is this facility here? What are you doing in here, and what do you have inside that is so valuable or dangerous that you need steel doors? This facility wasn't built just for Yelena, Ghost, and Agent America to come in here. This facility already existed before all this current issue that Val is going through. If Val was smart, she would have found a way to put a device inside each and every operative she has in this room to safeguard her from having to go through this nonsense, just in case one of these operatives were going to sell her out. Just like Amanda Waller in the DC universe.
That boy is good.
Exactly like Amanda Waller in the DC universe, and she didn't play nice. She would give you 3 warnings. Don't climb that wall, don't climb that wall, don't climb that wall, and then finish him. And she would let them know, by the way, there is a device implanted in your neck should you go rogue or try to play me. Should you complete the mission, I will remove said device.
Wait a minute.
But because it's Amanda Waller, I don't see her removing it after every mission. She at least has some sense of, hey, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to get it done. Period. This punk over here is out here having a gala with people and drinking wine and champagne, whilst her secretary is holding a device that she should be paying attention to herself, because she's the one who's being afraid of getting impeached. So much so, she's willing to terminate a number of operatives, human beings, not zombies, not monsters, not aliens, not drones or clones that you could say, well, technically they don't have a soul because they're clones. These are real people. One of them has a child and a wife or ex-wife, I don't know. And she's done a great job of lying and convincing each of them that whatever they require or need, she can attain it. And now she's so afraid of said impeachment, she is willingly, with great grand intention, sent each and every one of them to this location with the great and grand intention to terminate them without hesitation.
Damn.
That's 2 roles, or 2 levels. First level is I'll play each other and say this one took this and this one is this. Go and spy on this one and kill that one. Whilst so you send 4 or 5 people in there. A kill B, B kill C, and then it's like so you're already playing double roles. Second one is just in case they figure it out, or even if they don't figure it out that I'm playing them, they kill each other and one of them survives, and he or she is not dead yet. I will lock you all in here and then turn on this furnace. Why is therefore a timer in here when your intention is to completely terminate them? What is the timer signifying? What is the point of the timer is what I'm asking. You want them dead now, not dead in 5 minutes. So this is Marvel's stupidity bleeding into the movie, where you're thinking, oh, Val is stupid. No, it's Marvel that's stupid.
Wait a minute.
Let's say this is a real operation right now. There are people in the building. There's been no voiceover to say, please evacuate the premises. It wouldn't even make sense if the voiceover came up, because we know the steel doors came shut down first. Then Ghost Lady tried to go through it. The sound frequency obstructed her. They should have left that thing on for a while. If Val was really serious about terminating them without hesitation, as soon as the last person entered this room, before Ghost even killed Taskmaster, the secretary would have been like, all operatives are in place. Thank you, secretary. Boom, button pressed, furnace on, minus the timer, all cooked.
Damn, son.
If you wanted to be serious about your plan and your intention, but again, in typical Marvel, redundant, stupid fashion, where you guys say it's a 10 out of 10 and an amazing movie. Sure, buddy, sure it is. You have a timer inside a room based on the character who says, I need these people terminated ASAP. Then please explain to me what the timer is doing in the room. And since it is your facility, you have the will, the right, the power, and the override codes to turn off the timer and make it happen immediately. Explain to me, please, what the timer is doing inside a room where you have sent people to intentionally kill themselves, and in case it doesn't go according to plan, this is your plan B, to cook them and everything else inside the room. That means you have a level of control on your heat, on your temperature, despite the very thick, solid metallic objects in here. You're saying you've built this room to cook any and every material known to man, aside from vibranium and I assume adamantium. So you're saying this room with the furnace turned on will be able to disintegrate human flesh in a millisecond, in a second, in 2 seconds, I don't know. it'll be able to cook them into ashes or into nothingness.
Damn.
So the timer in this room is just to make the targets in here panic, because this room was not built for Yelena and the other operatives. This room was built just in case something goes wrong. The steel doors come slamming down. The furnace turns on. You can't then say the timer is there for people to evacuate from the room. Stupid. The timer doesn't need to be in here. If you're going to leave a timer in here, you leave the doors open, and then the timer comes on saying you have 2 minutes to evacuate this room before the steel doors come down. Then the furnace goes on or gets ignites. But in this scene, it's happened the other way around. The doors have come down. The room seems to have been augmented specifically for these particular targets, which then again addresses my point. Why is a timer in the room? Because one, when Ghost tried to phase through the door, that sound frequency thing that that affects Venom and whatnot, it soon came on. Either that Val's secretary turned it on purpose, or it's been programmed to detect when the ghost lady is going to the door.
Yes.
That frequency didn't come on when the ghost lady entered the room.
Yes.
That frequency didn't come on when ghost lady was fighting Taskmaster.
Yes.
That frequency did not come on when ghost lady killed Taskmaster. When ghost lady was about to leave the room after all the shit was done and said, that's when the frequency came on. So you can have fun in the comment section explaining to me why, intelligently by the way, why the sound frequency happened to turn on when Ghost was about to leave. It then sounds and it's clear and obvious that that room has either been somehow augmented for this specific time period of all of Val's operatives coming into the room, or someone is observing the room and realizing, hey, one target, aka Ghost, is about to leave. So now we're going back to the schematics of the building. Either this room is specific for these 4 operatives, or all the rooms in this building have furnaces and have the same metal doors and the same sound frequency. And the sound frequency didn't only affect Ghost, but affected everyone else. But it seemed to be kicked on or activated when Ghost was going towards the door, which shows the intention to obviously want to keep them in the room. Otherwise, Ghost would have faced through that door easily, no matter how thick the metal door is. Then on top of that, why then not leave the sound frequency on? Because we know it's not automatic. We can't say it's automatic because it only kicked in when Ghost was about to leave. When Sentry tried to leave the room after he saw Taskmaster get killed, the doors shut down. There was no sound frequency. When Ghost approached the door, sound frequency came on. Either someone is monitoring and deliberately turning on said sound frequency. If so, that sound frequency should have stayed on. Then the furnace comes on, no timer needed.
Shut up and take my money. That boy is good.
If you truly want to get rid of your evidence, and in your head, these people are just, what's that word they use in these movies a lot? Collateral. To you, they're just collateral and evidence. It shows how much you don't care for them. You don't care about them. So much so, just terminate them onto the next project. She didn't even know that they had Sentry in there at all. Secretary had to let her know, say, hey, there's an asset in here that we thought we locked on the, on the pile of paperwork that, the project didn't work out well. It so happened to work out well.
Wait a minute.
A human being who has recruited multiple operatives is now afraid of impeachment.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Feel that? The temperature rising dramatically as if heat was involved?
Well, duh.
If you're saying the timer is not for the people in the room, but the timer is cooking up the timer is set for the incinerator. If you're going to kill people in this manner, in this fashion, as soon as they enter the room, and you can tell, your secretary can look at the camera footage and say 4 or 5 or your targets that you want eliminated have now entered the room. Why the secretary is even hesitating at what point whether she needs to turn the incinerator on. I think she draws the line at cooking human beings, but bullets in heads is fine. Very strange moral compass. I don't mind people getting shot in the head. I don't even know what the person has done, but I know that the lady I work for wants her slate clean and she's wiping all evidence, not only she's shredding paper and burning chemical vials and whatnot, she's also killing human beings. Even if she didn't witness the headshot, one person is no longer moving. There's a dead body on the floor. She's satisfied with that. But when it comes to turning on the button to incinerate the room, ooh, I don't know about that, Val. Eesh. That's where I draw the line right there, I mean, I'm a ambiguous, person, but I don't mind, some kind of killing here and there. But when you say barbecue motherfuckers, ish, that's where I draw the line, Val. You know what I'm saying? I could shoot a motherfucker in the head any kind of day, upside down, sideways with my pinky and shit. Give me a Glock, but you trying to say cook a mother?